nestled away in Parshat Re'eh is the mitzvah of tithing, of maser. And this is in addition to the maser, to the tithes that one is supposed to give to the poor. You're supposed to every year put away some of your profit, some of your earning, the fruits of your labor, originally literally the fruit of your labor, and then you eat that in the holy city of Jerusalem. And then the verse says, Lema'an tilmad lira et Hashem Elokecha kol hayamim, in order that you will learn to revere God all of your days. So my question is, what does eating in Jerusalem have to do with revering God? Well, depends on who you ask. If you ask Rashbam, Rashi's grandson in 12th century France, he says that it's all about the majesty, that the time that you're most likely to bring the tithes to Jerusalem is when you're already there for the holidays, for Sukkot and Passover and Shavuot. And so when you get there, there's this grand temple service. There are hundreds of thousands of people. This is what the Jewish people are doing. And it's so amazing. The Kohanim in their special garments, you'll be so impressed by it, so inspired to see this is what we, the Jewish people, do, that you will be inspired to revere God. I would add that it's also possible that at those holidays, those are a great time full of joy. And what's the thing you're supposed to be doing? You're supposed to be eating. So you eat a delicious meal at this time when the Torah commands us to be ach sameach, to be only happy. And so being overwhelmed and swept away by that huge amount of joy that we feel on our festivals, certainly that will cause a sense of appreciation for Judaism and a sense of reverence for the divine. Now, one of my favorite commentators, Ibn Ezra, he likes to look very closely at the words. And he says, Lema'an tilmad, in order that you will learn reverence for God. Well, it's about the learning. Because Jerusalem is a city full of Kohanes and Levis, and they are more than just ritual leaders. Like the modern rabbi, they are also teachers. And so when you go to Jerusalem to eat your tithes, you will also learn Torah and be in this environment where everyone is learning and growing, and so that will sink in deeply into a sense of reverence and appreciation. Now, Ibn Ezra also says, and he actually says, this is the one I think is right, says Ibn Ezra, is that you could read the verse as talking about forming habits. That every year you're going to bring the tithe, and every year you're going to be impressed by this sense of majesty. And every year you're going to be enmeshed in this Jewish community of this is what the Jewish people are doing, and it will be surrounded by fun and good times and delicious food and this sense of overwhelming joy. And in addition to that, also the learning that happens, the personal growth. With all of those things combined, when you do that not once, not every once in a while, but every year you make that a regular part of your life, well then of course that can only lead to an appreciation for what I have by being a Jewish person and the reverence that I have for God, that this is part of my tradition and who I am. So, as we start this weekend, the 1 month countdown into Rosh Hashanah, my questions that I would like you to ask yourself are, where is my joy coming from Jewishly? What am I learning that's Jewish learning? And then join us in our magnificent gathering of the Jewish people. Be impressed and inspired by the majesty of being together in whatever ways we can be together. And let me know what it is. Shabbat Shalom.